Today is another beautiful day. Finally, at long last, I'm really glad that yesterday was actually not that bad because I was able to do that montage for you guys and it actually wasn't that bad. It was getting a little bit cold after a while, but again, it's like, well, that's kind of what happens when you're not putting your hands in your pocket and you're carrying around a camera. But anyway, I've already taken my shower and I'm getting my breakfast all ready and set up for. And after that, it's gonna be more work. I know, but still, I'm making a lot of progress and I'm really excited because, again, we're almost at the end of March. So it's gonna be exciting. I'm so excited. I've been getting a lot out of my day so far, getting up and of course moving around a little bit, but also getting a lot of headway on some work for me as well. I've been getting a lot of information, which is great, and I'm really excited. It's really just pumping me up for what I want to be doing for the future, as well as what's leading up to this to the end of this month, the stuff that I'm going to be announcing, the stuff that I want to be doing, and it's all just really exciting stuff that I'm super pumped about, and I'm like, I can't wait for it. I really want to be talking about it, but I can't. Well, I can, I suppose, but I don't really want to do that because it would just ruin it, and I want to wait just a little bit longer for some of this stuff. But yeah, there still is a little bit more work to do. I've pretty much tackled everything that's on my list except for a few items, but yeah, I'm really happy about the progress that I made today and the stuff that I've been learning. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I wanted to do moving forward, and I'm thinking about basically my next steps, because one of the things that I'm going to be announcing very soon, well basically at the end of this month, is going to be something that brings me to what I want to say is my next level. So as far as the changes that I want to be making, they're pretty big, and I took some time to be thinking about what exactly these changes are going to affect and what sort of things I should be considering when it comes to these changes that I want to be making with everything, with my business and with my life. It's all really exciting things, but also it's really important to take that time to reflect on your decisions and the big changes that you're making in your life, because a lot of times you don't even consider the effects of the certain changes that you want to be making in your life or that you're going to be making in your life. It's not very often that we really think about some of the consequences, or at least how deeply our changes affect our life. And I think that it's really important for us to do that to some extent, to think about where exactly are we going to stand with certain things, and what exactly it is that we want to be doing. Obviously, we have to give things up, and we have to be making some changes. We have to be making some sacrifices. But it's important to consider what is a sacrifice and what isn't, because with this change that I want to be making, I spent some time thinking about the writing gig that I have with my client right now. Because this shift that I'm making, it has the potential to be making a lot of money. And for the first time, like, I thought immediately, okay, like, I'm going to quit my freelance job that I have, this gig that I have with this client, and focus on this new project that I'm working on. And the more that I thought about it, I said, it doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense to really do that, because as far as the change goes that I have, it's not necessarily like a really time-consuming thing. Obviously, like, if it gets to the point where I can't keep up with it, plus do my client's work, then obviously I'm going to have to make some changes. But the way that I see my life right now, I have plenty of time to juggle whatever whatever changes I want to be making in my life, plus handle all the other things that I have right now. Like, that's really not that much of a problem. So it's this sort of consciousness that's really important for me, because like, the whole reason why I got into this situation in the first place was because I jumped the gun and I just left something, because I left my former job selling credit cards like a long time ago, just because like there was a bunch of like emotional reasons. Like, I was feeling kind of depressed, and the fact that I was selling debt to people. At least at certain points, I still kind of debate a little bit about whether I should have held on to that job for a little bit longer, or if I left, or if leaving immediately, like the way that I did, was actually kind of a smart decision. And I can kind of see reasons for both ends, but the more that I'm thinking about it now, like, well, as long as I'm not repeating what it is that I'm doing, I think that's what's most important moving forward, as opposed to just dwelling on whether or not I made the right decision or not. Because really, at this point in time, that decision doesn't really matter that much. Like, if it was a stupid move to just leave immediately, to just up and go with no alternative, or at least like with some kind of dream. But like I said, I was a completely different person to who I am today. And I really wasn't all that productive. Like, I had some dreams, but I didn't really, I struggled to commit to things, to continue to hustle like I'm doing these days. And now I'm faced with that same decision, but obviously I think it's actually smarter for me to just stick to this job, and even though my life is going to be changing drastically, it's still feasible for me to continue with this freelance work that I have right now with this client. It goes to show just how much I've changed, because obviously, like, what I was thinking about initially was, hey, I'm going to leave my freelance job just like I did with this other job that I had in the past. But now I'm actually taking some time to be thinking about it, and I'm thinking, no, it actually doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do that right now. And even though this change is going to affect a lot of things, it doesn't really make a massive impact on the sort of what I'm doing currently. It doesn't make that big of a shift that I have to like give it up or sacrifice it for something else. And really, just in your own life, when you're making those changes, make sure that you do that, where you don't make those silly decisions, or you don't make those dumb decisions.